Testing, testing, audio testing. Testing, testing. Kia ora and welcome to Keith Hay Park, your home of football for this round 11 top of the table clash between your home side, Auckland United, versus crosstown rivals West Coast Rangers in what promises to be an absolute blockbuster here. It's been a wet few days in Auckland, New Zealand, but the pitches seem to have held up reasonably well, all things considered. There's no rain at present, but it is a brisk 12 degrees here in Mount Roskill, and we are set for an epic contest between two teams in red hot form. As our teams enter the field, your visitors today, West Coast Rangers. In goal, number 1, Sophie Campbell. Number 2, Marissa Porteous. Number 4, Lainey Strachan. Number 7, Maisie Dwell. Number 8, Mackenzie Longmuir. Number 9, Shannon Henson. Number 10, Minji Yun. Number 11, Emily Lyon. Number 13, Kaylee Short. Number 15, Lorna Shelby. And number 16, Taylor Vujnovic. And your home side this evening, wearing white. In goal, number 1, Hannah Mitchell. Number 2, captain Talisha Green. Number 4, Gria McIntosh. Number 6, Yume Harashima. Number 7, Chloe Knott. Number 8, Danny Canham. Number 11, Renee Wassey. Number 12, Elena Granger. Number 13, Zoe Benson. Number 14, Alexis Cook. And number 15, Saskia Vospa. Centre official for today's top of the table clash is the very experienced Kiwi Beth Rattray. So dramatic round 10 last week for both these sides. Auckland United 1-0 down against current bottom place Hibiscus Coast. They did fight back. It was 2-2 in the 90th minute, and a very late stoppage goal for Auckland United, courtesy of Penny Brill, managed to snatch all 3 points right at the death. West Coast Rangers, on the other hand, suffered their first loss of the season against Ellerslie, 3-1. Shannon Henson put the home side up 1-0, but 3 unanswered goals from Ellerslie saw West Coast drop points for the first time this season, which also meant a change at the top. Auckland United reclaimed top position. Both teams played 10, won 9, and just the 1 loss apiece. It was West Coast Rangers that beat Auckland United on a miserable Tuesday night prior to Auckland United's departure for the Oceania Women's Champions League. So as I said, we are set for an epic contest here. Two teams red hot form out in front of the LOTTO NRFL Women's Premiership. And there we have it. Beth Rattray gets us underway direct from West Coast from the kickoff. And Henson looking to take on Vospa in an early exchange of what will certainly be a big matchup this evening. Emily Lyon, the physical presence through the middle. First sign of attack for the home side. So as I said, it has been a wet few days here in Mount Roskill, Auckland. Fair bit of surface water earlier this morning. We understand the council was considering to call this game off, but fortunately good drainage here on this newly renovated FIFA Women's World Cup field. Looks like early high pressure from United. And West Coast does well just to play their way out of trouble there. And things will open up. This will be Henson running down the line. And good defending there by Vosper. So promising signs from both teams early on. Under 2 minutes in, but certainly you do get the sense both teams very eager to attack. Threats on both sides. A very slight lineup change for head coach Andy Clay and his side that lost to Ellerslie. Youngster Taylor Vujnovic comes into the lineup, the New Zealand under-17 hopeful, replacing Brickell. Lyon does well just to shake Harashim off the ball. And again, gets it back. Rathray says no. And for Auckland United, head coach Ben Bates, there's a number of changes. Greer McIntosh comes into the side at centre back. Chloe Knott, the very experienced former professional, back in the starting lineup. And Renee Wassie, who has overcome a horrific injury in the Oceania Champions League, is back in the starting lineup today as a striker, so she'll be definitely looking just to utilise her pace from behind. Strong defending there by Canham. And there is Wassie just dropping in to help out her team. Good spell of possession this. And Vosper looks to put one behind. And it'll go all the way through to Campbell in goal. So Vosper certainly winning her matchup against Henson in the early stages. Looks like a slight tactical change from West Coast. We've seen the new Korean import Minji Yun usually out wide, and she seems to have a central role today. That's perhaps just to make way for Taylor Vujnovic out wide. And Vosper charges through, does ever so well, finds Alexis Cook. Lex with the early cross, goes right across the back line, and Benson will get on the end of it. So Vosper looking good in these early stages, and long ball from Green, cut out. A lot of youngsters in this evening's match. A couple of New Zealand under-17 hopefuls. We already mentioned Taylor Vujnovic on the bench for Auckland United, Ariana Vosper, and several in and around the New Zealand under-20 framework. Sophie Campbell in goal, Mackenzie Longmuir, Emily Lyon of course, and for United, Zoe Benson, who's been very dangerous in recent weeks, especially from the dead ball, and Penny Brill. on the bench, so no doubt Callum Holmes, newly appointed New Zealand under-20 coach, will be keeping an eye on this one. Just a slight stoppage here for what looks like a head collision, so referee Beth Rattray taking no risks, just getting a player that's gone down checked. Hard to see from the far side, but that could be Shannon Henson.
Emily Lyon.
Corrected, that was Emily Lyon, just receiving treatment on the far side. So United to retain position. And West Coast just choosing to hold in a block as Lyon still receives treatment on the far side. Bospa looks in behind, and Campbell does well off her line. Head coach Andy Clay just asking for them to slow things down as Lyon still gets checked, and she does re-enter the field, so good news there for West Coast Rangers. Emily Lyon back on the field, and a good high press. Alexis Cook So, first goal kick of the match here for West Coast Rangers, and United will press high. And Green does well just to intercept that one. Ball still there, cleaned up by Canham. Harashima has time and space. Threads the needle to Benson. And cleared first time there. Way back, and good spell this for United, just dominating the possession stakes. They'll be looking to create with that. Good one touch there, and Ospa, the ricochet off knock, gets away with it all the way to Benson, who's dispossessed, and a foul there by Talisha Green. Probably a necessary one at that. And West Coast will just restart things quickly. West Coast doing a good job just playing through that press in central areas, and United will be wanting to get the wide players to deny. That's a good ball in the box, but Mitchell does very well to claim that. Strong goalkeeping from the American. First real promising attempt for either side coming there in the 10th minute. Canham looks in behind, and it does go in behind all the way through. Skips through everyone. The home crowd up on their feet, thought Chloe Knott was going to find herself with the ball in the box there. Good play this for United. Alexis Cook with an early ball in. Well defended by Rangers. And strong defending there by Canham and Granger on Shannon Henson. Granger long to Benson. It's a good ball. And Dwell does well on the ball to find Vainovich wide. 1v1 with Green. Dwell dispossesses Green. Looks to slip the ball. McIntosh does well. And that one slips all the way to Wossi. United's team just to sit back and defend. Hiroshima cuts that one out, and a bit of sloppy possession for both sides. You can definitely tell that the field is slippery. Long throw for United, cut out easily by Rangers. Great defending by Granger, and Hiroshima to drive. Finds Canham, time and space. Great looking switch to Benson. Good play this, knots him behind, but Benson will cut inside. And referee says it took a touch. United will take the first corner of the match. Alexis Cook and Zoe Benson go short. Looks like they've worked on something here on the training ground. Chloe Knott is free top of the box. It's direct from Benson. And goal kick. Delivery wasn't the best from Benson, failing to beat the first man. And United straight on the press. And well managed pressing situation from United there. Early cross from Benson. Cut out again from a rock solid Rangers defending. Vospa, strong challenge on line. And it's a good looking long ball from McIntosh. Great first touch from Benson. Vospa direct. Looks for Wossi. Good little fox in the box action from Renee Wossi. And she's created that shot on target from out of nothing. And there are certainly a lot of goal scoring threats on both sides. The current Lotto NRFL Golden Boot has West Coast Rangers Shannon Henson in first place with 10 goals, closely followed by the former Korean international Min Ji-yoon. So West Coast 1 and 2 on the Golden Boot list, followed by Auckland United's Zoe Benson with 6. And then it's a logjam. Danny Canham, Alexis Cook, Ava Pritchard and Emily Lyon all on 5. So the top 8 hotly contested and largely represented by West Coast Rangers and Auckland United. 50 goals between those 8 players, so you'd have to say there are goals in this match, not to mention the likes of Renee Wossi back in action. as we know that pace. Laney Strachan just off to the sideline after receiving treatment. Fortunately, nothing major. And West Coast direct again. Alexis Cook chases that one down. Canham has been rock solid in this opening 15-minute stanza. Benson starting to come into the game. Granger and McIntosh finding themselves with more and more time on the ball as this West Coast team drops off Behera's line with the press. And Zoe Benson, bit of magic, finds not inside to Wassy. Great touch, and it's a snapshot from Wassy off the crossbar. Fantastic bit of football there from Auckland United. And still alive with Alexis Cook, finds Hiroshima, lets it slip back to Granger, and United will look to mount yet another attack. Fantastic bit of football there, starting with McIntosh and Granger at the back. It was Chloe Knott that played the ball around the corner, and United really starting to open up wide areas with Benson and Alexis Cook getting on the ball. Osper goes along to Wassy. Well defended. And every time Rangers win the ball, it is a very immediate first time pass into Emily Lyon. So United will really have to defend that direct ball well. Great turn by Benson. She'll be looking for space. Potentially looking for Cook. Ball goes a little bit too narrow and runs through to Campbell in goal. She's had great positioning, the young goalkeeper. Back pass by McIntosh puts Mitchell under pressure, and Mitchell sends that one into the grandstand. Goal kick for United, and after sitting in quite a deep block for a large period, you'd expect West Coast to just try and keep a high line and squeeze United in here. Granger plays out to Vosper. Vosper around the corner, gets a touch, and that'll be a United throw-in. So not a huge amount of pressure caused by that Rangers press. Ball played out by Hiroshima, and great ball from Green, and Danny Canham through. First touch into space for Canham. What can Canham do here? Cut back to Wassy. Oh, it goes through. The cutback narrowly past Cook, narrowly past Wassy. Green to deliver, takes a deflection, and the danger still not cleared for West Coast. It'll be a foul from Green, desperately trying to keep the attack alive. So, fantastic run from Danny Canham there into the space. Well played by Talisha Green. And United will be disappointing not to register something on target from that well-crafted Hiroshima with the ball. Tries to thread the needle. Long ball to line. First ball in the air, and referee Rattray calls a foul on Granger, which seemed from up here to be a tough decision. Perhaps it was a handball, because there certainly wasn't much contact in the tackle. And Emily Lyon will stand over this one a good 40 yards from goal with a look in her eye that she's going to go for this. Henson on top of the box, ready to pounce. It's on target, and it's off the crossbar. It's a good looking effort there from Emily Lyon. A 40-yarder off the crossbar, and if that was any lower, Hannah Mitchell in goal would have been in trouble. Both teams starting to put a bit of pressure here. Henson looks behind. And a handball, double teaming Emily Lyon there. Green looks long, and it's all behind. Wossi will chase. Wossi will continue to chase, and composure from Campbell again. Youngster's done really well. And there's the inevitable long ball to Emily Lyon. But again, McIntosh and Hiroshima double team. Cook doesn't quite get the purchase. Referee Beth Rattray really letting this one play, which is good to see. And United will open things up here. Bit of a collision there. And this is probably where United just, you get the sense, feels most comfortable. Sustained possession, no pressure on the centre backs. And Granger has the quality to pick a pass if you let her. Chloe Knott gets into the box. Chloe Knott, it's a good last ditch tackle. So West Coast is going to have to be mindful if they don't apply pressure, especially to Elena Granger at the back. She can pick a pass. And being on the left side of centre back, she seems to be finding the likes of Zoe Benson and Chloe Knott. Vainovich looking dangerous when dribbling. West Coast just sitting in a 4-4-2 block. Vainovich and Henson are quite high. Perhaps United will be looking just to skip that first line of pressure. Hiroshima finds the gap. Again, Granger, fantastic quality on the ball. Knott and Benson combine. Inside to Vosper. Vosper with a heavy first touch. Does enough to beat the first man, but not enough to keep it away from the safe hands of Campbell in goal. Great pressure there from Wossi, and this time Cook. And Cook and Wossi nearly rewarded for their efforts up high. And again, fantastic defending, that time McIntosh. Lyon will chase. Might be a lost cause as Auckland United calm and controlled at the back. So 26 minutes gone, things starting to just settle down as both teams show their colours. Quality there from Vosper, and not loses out on the challenge there. Strong drive from Henson. Both teams showing their colours as United just happy to keep possession and circulate a little bit more, especially in this middle third that they find themselves in all too often. And West Coast quite happy to sit in a block, allowing United just to come forward, perhaps trying to create a bit of space for Lyon to mount a counter-attack. Benson coming deeper just to get on the ball. McIntosh goes long, coughed up. Chloe Knott in behind for Canham, and Canham, and the ball spills, still alive there. Unsure whether Campbell spilled that one or perhaps it was the pressure of Canham sliding in. But another good attack for United, who are starting to have the upper hand in this encounter. Early ball in, Wassey gets a header, and it's another one on target for Wassey. Starting to get more and more confident as this game goes on. Green with the early delivery. Slip in the box for West Coast. It'll go through. This is Chloe Knott. And Chloe Knott doesn't get the purchase, but Benson slipped it through ever so well. And that's a huge chance for United. 3 chances in quick succession. And when momentum swings, you do have to capitalise in this top of the table encounter. It's a beautiful evening here at Keith Hay Park, home of football. Fortunately, that rain has stayed away. West Coast Rangers finds Lyon in space. There's one runner, Vainovich on the back post. And Lyon looks to go 1v1 with McIntosh. Right footer goes Lyon. And a ball over the top to Munji Yun, and Green with no messing about. It's an early clearance. And they'll go back to Green, who will have time and space, but she saw Cook and Wassey making the movement in behind. And Lyon will be offside there. "30 minutes gone here at Keith Hay Park. 0-0 in this top of the table clash. There is virtually nothing separating these two teams on the table. 10 games played, 9 games won, just the 1 loss apiece. Auckland United narrowly ahead on goal difference with positive 29 in favour over West Coast Rangers 22. And nothing to separate them this evening as we 0-0 here, 30 minutes gone. A couple of good chances for both sides. Auckland United certainly with a couple more chances on the board, but nothing to show for it. Renee Wassey with a snapshot off the crossbar, but moments later we saw Emily Lyon off the crossbar from some 40 yards out. Here is West Coast, early ball in the box, finds Vainovich, miss hit, finds Henson, and Vosper will be looking to clear her lines, and a bit of a failed clearance there, comes back, and counter as Canham, slippery stuff, nobody can control the ball. Green, great ball down the line to Cook. Cook cuts inside, cuts outside as she does so well. Alexis Cook on the dribble, looking to go 1v1. Early cross from Green in the box, and Wassey hunting. And the clearance still not out of danger. Here is the ball to Lyon. Great tackle there by Talisha Green, who's holding her head. Referee Ratway will bring a stop to that. A nasty collision there between Talisha Green, who was making a strong challenge on Emily Lyon and looks to have come off second best. Holding her head, we hope that's nothing serious. The third stoppage of sorts this evening, and you can tell without knowing that this is the top of the table, everybody out there giving it their all. On top of that, a slippery pitch. The sole Wednesday night match, as Auckland United still with catch-up games from their recent time in Tahiti at the Oceania Women's Champions League, successfully defending their Oceania title in another very tense repeat of the 2024 final versus Hikari United from Papua New Guinea. High press here from West Coast. Ranger caught out, but for the first time in women's football, a pathway to an international club competition. Mitchell goes long there, cut out by Vainovich. And the ball slipped to Lyon. Promising attack this for West Coast. Nope, cut out. And that one will slip all the way through. An exciting time for women's football as the introduction of the FIFA Champions Cup, the first of its kind. A replica of the familiar Men's Intercontinental Cup, which sees class in the middle from Danny Canham. Nice little spell this. And Wassi finds Cook in an offside position. You find that hard to believe with the centre back's position, but no arguing. First of its kind, a global competition which sees the 6 continental champions have the opportunity to play themselves. The first of those matches we expect to be in October this year, with Auckland United facing the Asian Champions League winners away in China in the city of Wuhan. The winner of that match poised to play the African champions some months later, with the winner of that match set to join Arsenal Football Club, the UEFA champions, Gotham City FC of New York, the CONCACAF champions. Here's Alexis Cook down the right. Goes 1v1, gets into the box, finds a Wassi who shoots from distance. Wassi forcing the save, fumbled by Campbell and turned in by Zoe Benson. Red hot form she's in. And a good little passage of play there for United. Started off with Alexis Cook. Renee Wassi on her left foot took the opportunity from the top of the box. Fumbled by Campbell, and a bit of clever footwork there by Zoe Benson to turn that one in just a yard off the line. And it is 1-0 to your home side, Auckland United. As I was saying, an exciting time especially for Auckland United, but also for women's football, with the introduction of the FIFA Champions Cup and a pathway for every club in the world, most predominantly those in the professional realm, but even Auckland United, the small amateur club here in Auckland, New Zealand, two-time Oceania champions. And how inspiring is that for especially the young girls playing football in New Zealand, to know that that could be an opportunity for them one day. Here is Wassi finding Canham. Canham trying to get something in. Great little ball into space for Cook, who cuts one back first time, finds Wassi unable to control that. And Canham straight on the press, forcing the error there. She really has been defensively rock solid. And following the introduction of the FIFA Champions Cup will be the inaugural FIFA Women's Club World Cup. Still a lot of information to come out, but at this stage we expect that to be some 18 months from now, featuring 16 of the world's best clubs, potentially one spot via play-in format for Oceania. Five spots for the UEFA Confederation. Ball on the box this for United. Green and Cook will press and try to force the error here. And it will be a West Coast throw-in. United have done a great job keeping the likes of Emily Lyon and Shannon Hansen quiet, but certainly threats. You can add Minji Yun to that list. And well cut out there. But Canham again. And there's a shout for a penalty there. Danny Canham, as honest as they come, but you'd have to say a few more appeals on the field, and Beth Rattray may have given that one another look. Not cuts that one out, looks inside, goes from distance, and this time Campbell makes no mistake, and the quick distribution to Vainovich, but Felicia Green just absolutely throws herself at every tackle. Talisha Green, what a defender, what a leader. The long ball to Lyon's a good one. Granger does well to cut that one out, and that'll be United's focus, being 1-0 up now as they fast approach half time. Can they continue to deny Lyon? There she is again, but McIntosh equal to the task. As they are 1-0 up, can they continue to deny that service? Stay tight on Lyon. Vosper's done a great job on Hansen. Clever little 1-2 there, Vainovich and Lyon. Back to Lyon, who enters the box. And Hiroshima recovering. "40 minutes gone in this top of the table clash." For those of you joining us for this free live stream on YouTube. And big contact. Green and McIntosh both guilty of just trying to force it into that pocket. And that was very strong contact there. Rangers with the throw-in. Canham goes tight. Does well just to force it backwards. Cook comes in. Hiroshima looks to have space. Benson on the weak side. Vosper overlapping. And great looking ball from Vincent to find Vosper, who definitely has the pace. Cuts inside and the ball just gets away with it. Not the first time tonight, but Vosper settles for the throw-in. West Coast really speeding up these throw-ins, goal kicks, free kicks, keeping the tempo of this game as high as they can. There is Canham. Good ball from McIntosh. Canham happy just to keep the ball. Clever little touch around the corner from Min Ji-yoon. No league game this weekend for the Lotto NRFL Women's Premiership as we head into round 3 of the Kate Shepherd Cup. Auckland United with a round 2 victory 4-1 over Hibiscus Coast, but perhaps not as clear cut as the scoreline indicated, as it was 1-1 at 90 minutes and Auckland United forced to play an additional 30 minutes of stoppage time. Obviously the Kate Shepherd Cup, a straight knockout competition. West Coast Rangers also 4-1 victors and also playing another NRFL Premier side, so both teams with a tough draw as early as round 2. Round 3 this weekend, your home side Auckland United is away to FC Tauranga Moana. For anybody interested in travelling, lovely trip down the highway to Tauranga, 1 PM on Sunday. And for all those West Coast fans tuned into this live stream, a home game on Sunday against Lakes FC. So all the best to the remaining teams in round 3 of the Kate Shepherd Cup. Green again, fantastic defending, and Wassie will go 1v1. And Wassie, not the contact she wanted, but you have to admire her opportunistic style of attacking. West Coast very quick just to get behind the ball, and at 1-0 down in the 45th minute, they'll be looking just to keep things tight and head into half time. No doubt head coach Andy Clay will give some feedback. Long ball from Green. Can Cook nick that one? She does. Falls kindly to Wassie, who finds Cook on the reverse. Cook with time. Finds Wassie out again. Wassie with the left foot. Wassie! What a fantastic goal from Renee Wassie. The combination inside the box with Cook. And I was just saying, you have to admire the opportunistic attacking of Renee Wassie. And finally, she is rewarded herself with a second goal. West Coast will be Very disappointed to concede in the 46th minute. Just as I was saying, Andy Clay would have an opportunity to tighten things up, but it is a near carbon copy of the first goal, with Renee Wassie on the top of the box on her left foot, but this time she beat Campbell herself as she wrapped that one into the bottom corner. And a dominant first half for Auckland United, and they'll be happy with the 2-goal buffer heading into half time. No doubt head coach Ben Bates, he'll have lots to say, as will assistant coach Craig McGinley. And it's another ball in the box from Danny Canham and Lexis Cook, and that's a huge left hand by Sophie Campbell in goal. It's a huge left hand, and Sophie Campbell prevents a third. Great looking ball into space by Danny Canham, who for me has been player of the match in this first half so far. And Alexis Cook unlucky not to add a third. It's a ball in the box for United, falls to Granger. And again, it's the old 2v1 scenario on Emily Lyon. United not taking any risks on the counter-attack. Well managed there again by Harashima. 3 minutes into stoppage time, and you can't imagine there will be much longer. And there it is, the half-time whistle from Beth Rattray, your home side, Auckland United, with a 2-0 advantage over visitors West Coast Rangers. It's been a fantastic first half. Stay tuned and we'll see you in 15 short minutes. Kia ora and welcome back to Keith Hay Park, the home of football for this round 11 Lotto NRFL Women's Premier match between your home side, Auckland United, and tonight's visitors, top of the table competitors, West Coast Rangers. Absolute hats off to both of these sides who have been battling that top spot over the recent years. Auckland United managing to claim that top spot, but West Coast Rangers, credit to them, have been right there in the mix of things. It was earlier this season West Coast Rangers brought an end to Auckland United's phenomenal unbeaten streak, spanning across multiple seasons. More than 50 matches, in fact, across all competitions, 55, which saw this incredible Auckland United women's team claim not only the Lotto NRFL title, but also the Kate Shepherd Cup, the New Zealand Women's National League, and the Oceania Women's Champions League. So quite a remarkable feat. Here is Danny Cannon from distance. Cannon with an absolute ripper of a goal inside 2 minutes, and I said it in the first half, but Danny Cannon has been absolutely sensational this evening, and that's a goal of the week contender. Zoe Benson cut inside, found Cannon wide open in the pocket. Cannon thought about opening up to Alexis Cook, but the long shot was enticing, and boy did she execute. What a finish. And that is not the start West Coast Rangers were looking for, but Auckland United will very happily take a 3-goal lead. For the time being, they'll have to defend. So slight change in roles as Min Ji-yoon looks to go back on the left where we've seen her in recent weeks. Perhaps not, she has come back inside, so just a momentary shift. Here is Green coming inside on the drive, and foul for West Coast. Bit of controversy there as Emily Line got a tad too aggressive there on Auckland United's Hiroshima. Doesn't look like subs for either team at the start of the half. I'm sure we will see the introduction of players sooner rather than later. And West Coast Rangers, a couple of attackers on the bench. Ivy Cologne, a well-known attacker, formerly with Northern Rovers, and Kat Smith, I'm sure head coach Andy Clay will look to bring them into the fold, and now chasing 3 goals. Auckland United has a number of options. Tui Dugan, the versatile attacker, and the ball's that's going to be offside for Alexis Cook. Former professional Ava Pritchard, the goal scorer of the Wellington Phoenix first A-League women's goal. No doubt we will see her into the match. Ariana Vosper, formerly with West Coast Rangers, currently playing the majority of her football at Auckland United in the under-15 TDP Mixed League. Outstanding young talent. And I believe this is her first feature in the Lotto NRFL for Auckland United. She did debut in the Oceania Women's Champions League. Special moment for the Vosper family, seeing Saskia, older sister Saskia, and Ariana take the pitch together, and also score a goal each in the same match. So something that I'm sure doesn't happen too often in the top flight of women's football. Just the lone defender on the bench for Auckland United in Jess Philpott, the most capped women's Premier player, an original Three Kings women's Premier player. Still, here is Benson from distance. Campbell equal to it. Jess Philpott, somewhat of a club legend. And the second all-time appearance holder at Auckland United behind men's first team captain Ross Haviland. Unfortunately, Jess missed a fair bit of time with a knee injury, but fantastic to have her back out on the pitch. And Greer McIntosh sticking to Emily Lyon. McIntosh and Granger have done a fantastic job defending. Green does well to nick that one, and she'll look to go line herself. Only 2 in the box. It's an early ball, and Campbell, despite being 3-0 down, Sophie Campbell has had a great game. She's got good hands, good distribution. She'll be disappointed with the first goal. Not a huge amount she could have done about second or third. Here's a counter-attack opportunity. It's 3-on-3 for West Coast Rangers. For those new to the New Zealand football landscape, the top 4 teams in the NRFL women's competition will qualify for the New Zealand Women's National League following immediately after the conclusion. of this season, so it's a long season for amateur footballers in New Zealand. This season finishing in September and the New Zealand National League resuming in early October, playing through until a grand final in mid-December. So Auckland United and West Coast Rangers well and truly ahead of the pack in first and second. And then there's going to be a very closely contested race for those remaining two spots. Western Springs currently in third, welcoming new coach and former Football Ferns legend Katie Duncan from crosstown rivals Eastern Suburbs. They are back on 18 points. Eastern Suburbs currently in fourth with 14 points alongside Fencibles and Ellerslie. So a three-horse race for the all-important fourth spot to round out the northern representatives of the New Zealand National League. Ellerslie with the massive 3-1 result, a huge 3 points for them as they keep their National League hopes alive. FC Tauranga Moana, newcomers to the league, replacing Hamilton Wanderers this season with their first win of the league against Fencibles last week, so looking like they are getting better and better. And Hibiscus Coast currently in 8th place with just the draw, but after watching them the last two games against Auckland United, 1-1 after 90 minutes in the Kate Shepherd Cup and 2-2 after 90 minutes, unfortunately for them conceding very, very late in stoppage time. So despite their position on the league table, Hibiscus Coast certainly have quality of their own, and as they welcome Paige Satchel back from injury, they'll be looking on her and her quality to help guide them out of that 8th place. Long throw from Green. First touch by Wassie, not quite into the path of Chloe Knott. And Waspa goes tight. McIntosh has done an excellent job. Thought she might have been pinged for a foul there on Emily Line, but Beth Rattray keeps this one going. Great feet from Canham again, this time choosing to go wide to Cook. Cook cuts inside. Top of the box for Cook on her left foot. Cook doesn't fancy trying to get back on her right foot. There it is. Straight down the middle. Fantastic to see this magnificent facility at Keith Hay Park. Chocker full on this Wednesday evening. And for anybody tuning in on this live free stream, there's an advantage there from Rattray as Harashima was taken down off the ball. And Chloe Knott finds Cook in space. Cook has three in the middle. It's an early delivery from Cook. Half a shot, half a cross. That one goes out for a goal kick. Good advantage there. And it will be the first substitution for Rangers. Double substitution.
9's off. 9 and 16 off.
Shannon Henson makes way, as does Taylor Vojnovic. So two attackers making way as Andy Clay looks to inject a little bit more life into this front line. And it will be number 3, Mila.
12 and 3.
And number 12, Olivia Kurgenveen, into the match as left and right wing. Good first touch there from Kurgenveen. Strong ball from line, cut out by Green, but only as far as Rangers, and a strong challenge again from Canham. Canham back on the ball now on the attack. Great ball into space for Renee. Renee into the box. Very well defended there by Mackenzie Longmuir. And Canham tries her luck from distance. United set on pressing. And again, the double team, Granger and Hiroshima. Rangers just slip away, and this will be a good recovery tackle there from Talisha Green, but Rat Ray says corner for Rangers. And a bit of a catch-22 here for Rangers. You've got Emily Lyon, who we know has good delivery from her early free kick, but surely you want that height in the box. Rangers crowding the 6 yard. It is Lyon, it's a good looking ball, and well out by Granger. But Maisie Dwell picked that one up on top of the box with no pressure on her, and fortunately for Mitchell, was unable to hit the target. Well worked, this build up from United, and Rangers just unable to put pressure on the holding midfielder. One of the downfalls of playing a 4-4-2 system defensively. And Benson, clever positioning. Wassey round the corner. One more, surely one more for Canham. She does, she finds Cook. First touch inside the box. This is Alexis Cook. Off the post and back to the hands of Campbell. Would you believe it? The young goalkeeper with magnets in her gloves. Would you believe it? Alexis Cook off the post. It was a fantastic passage of play for Auckland United. Very well worked all the way from the goalkeeper. And Alexis Cook unlucky not to add a fourth. Hiroshima screens Emily Lyon again, and no foul. Marissa Porteous dispossessed Hiroshima. Porteous has been rock solid in the middle for Rangers. Again, referee Rat Ray plays a fantastic advantage. She's really let this game play out. A double substitution here for United. That's the end of the night for Renee Wassey. She will be replaced by Ava Pritchett.
Tea is off.
And
Looks like 2 for 2.
end of the night for skipper Talisha Green, who hands the armband to Chloe Knott, and she will be replaced
So it's 2.
by Tui Dugan. So Tui, as we mentioned, very versatile, will come on in as a right fullback, typically an attacking midfielder, but with the system that Auckland United plays, very handy to have somebody good on the ball as a fullback. And foul. Rangers, they'll look to set up anything from this area, you'd have to say. Lyon this time does find her way into the box. United keeping a very high line outside the 18.
Come on, Auckland! Next away!
Rangers to deliver. And not the ball they were looking for, but Canham does slip. And it's a snapshot into the hands of Mitchell. United looking very good in the build-up phase, and West Coast really unable to put pressure on them, and Rattray will call this one back for a foul on Hiroshima. Granger will play it short. Porteous flicks that one on. Granger cleared, and there is Tui. Oh, beg your pardon, that was Alexis Cook. Early ball in the box for Rangers, well dealt with by Greer McIntosh and Hiroshima. United probably not in too much of a rush to attack here. They've been defending for a few minutes now, and I'd suggest they'll just try and keep it, which they do. Clever stuff by Canham. Great ball to Pritchett, who's through on goal. And cut out by Benson, who will surely get a shot away, but she doesn't. Good defending by Rangers. A real injection of energy by Tui Dugan. Bosler does well just to nick that one back. Benson finds Canham. Rangers just need to be careful they don't get deeper and deeper here. Good ball into line. Good defending by Andy Clay, just urging a little bit more from his team as we tick over the 70-minute mark. West Coast Rangers, very few chances this half. United have done very well just to cut them out. They've had a couple of good chances of their own. Alexis Cook off the crossbar. Zoe Benson's been bright. Half chance for Ava Pritchard in the last 5 minutes, so United will be looking to keep their foot on the gas here. McIntosh circulates with Granger. Well defended by Vosper, and not with time and space. Quality of the game just slowing down a little bit. Bit of rough and tumble out there between both sides. No love lost, that's for sure. Granger finds Benson in space. Benson will drive.
Support the ball. Support the ball.
Two subs remaining for Rangers coach Andy Clay. Does he have any tricks up his sleeve? Here is Canham from distance. Canham sends one onto the 12th fairway at Akarana Golf Course. And here is the sub that'll be end of the night for Maisie Dwell. And Ivy Cologne entering the match with 15 to play. Pritchard high presses, forcing West Coast long, and they're looking for Lyon, who's a dangerous threat up there. Oh, ball skips in behind and not finds Pritchard on the inside. Pritchard on her left foot. Good tackle. Good tackle by Strachan there on Pritchard, top of the box. Yeah, corner United. Not a match with too many set pieces. Ball comes in for United and front post flicked on by McIntosh. No one on the end of it for United. West Coast failed to keep that one alive. Good little battle there. Canham comes out on top, finds Vosper. United just trying to get back on the ball. Minji Yun, she's been quiet second half. Good defending again by Canham and the counter attack. Cook with the ball, Pritchard and not on the inside. She does find the ball inside. Cleared only as far as back to Cook. Cook 1v1, loves to chop inside. There it is. Hiroshima back to Cook. Cook delivers and Vosper attacking the ball. Benson top of the box. Benson try and get something away here. A ping pong for United. Granger, great ball down the line to Knott. Knott with the early delivery. It's a good looking ball. United mounting pressure. And there's the defensive work again of Danny Canham. Good little footwork. Finds Benson. Benson on the outside on her left foot. Benson will chop inside on her right foot. There's Benson. Fantastic finish for Zoe Benson, her second of the night, coming the 77th minute here, and Zoe Benson shake and bake inside the box, on her left, back on her right, cool as you like. And Auckland United extend their lead 4-0. Some way to turn up for this NRFL top of the table clash, and they will certainly now keep the top spot. It's been a very well balanced performance for Ben Bates' side here. Defensively strong, hard working midfield that's dominated position, and the attackers have certainly contributed here. Oh, a good looking ball on the top for Lyon, and Mitchell comes. Great hands from the American goalkeeper. Good feet by Benson. Back to Knott. Knott will just keep opening the game up here. Finds Canham. Canham too much on it.
No, that was classic Tui.
It's been a defensively strong performance from Auckland United, I have to say. McIntosh and Granger have done a good job managing the threat, especially of Emily Lyon. Here she is again, and there's McIntosh. She's always there. Gives away a foul this time, but replay this. Porteous down the right, Knott's chasing. Early ball from Porteous into the middle. Skips everybody, falls to the feet of Mila Morley, and a triple sub for Auckland United. Ben Bate clearing the bench in the 80th minute. A round of applause from the balcony here as Zoe Benson, the 2-goal scorer, makes way. Saskia Vosper, who will be replaced by Jess Philpott, and Danny Canham replaced by Penny Brill. So, and Ariana Vosper for her Auckland United NRFL debut, only 14 years of age. Mitchell goes short to Philpott, first touch. It's a good one. A little bit sloppy at the back for strong tackle from McIntosh, but that'll be out for a Rangers corner, and it will be Emily Lyon to deliver. And at 4-0 down, you'd have to think Rangers would pile on everybody here. It's a back post signal for Lyon, and it's a good header from McIntosh all the way back. Long shot. Very hopeful from Rangers, and that'll go out for a goal kick. So all 4 goal scorers for United now off the field. Job done, and good night from Zoe Benson, Renee Wassey, Danny Canham, who I thought had an outstanding performance. Will there be a fifth? Fresh legs from Vosper Jr., the left wing. This is a promising attack for Rangers. Early delivery. Early delivery, well managed again by Mitchell, and yet another corner for Rangers, who will certainly be leading the corner statistics here this evening. In swinging corner, looks a good one. That's a free header. It's a free header. It looks like
number 2, the sub.
Mila Morlis on the end of it, free header, got up well, and United will be disappointed to concede late in this dominant performance, 4 goals to 1, but West Coast have been knocking on the door. And the final substitution sees Kat Smith enter the game, replacing Emily Lyon. Good feet from Knott, finding Vosper. Vosper coming inside. Youngster does well, finds the switch all the way to Dugan. Dugan will look to bring it back inside. Dugan, a part of the Waterside Karori team who lost to Auckland United in last year's National League Grand Final. Brill does well. Pritchett wide to Cook. Cook cuts inside. Still driving with purpose in these late stages of the game is Alexis Cook. McIntosh does well. Brill cleans up. United have been good with possession this evening. Centre backs comfortable with the ball, and Hiroshima, there she is on the ball again. Hiroshima always just so well composed. Good feet by Dugan finding Brill. Brill has support out wide. Slips it to Pritchett. Pritchett's onside. Cuts one back. Off the post again. Would you believe it? For the third time tonight for Auckland United, it was Wassie in the first half, Alexis Cook, and now Ava Pritchett. Fantastic effort. With goalkeeper Sophie Campbell looking well and truly beat, but not to beat the post. Here is Vosper, does well. Vosper still going. Vosper, must be a foul. Rattray says no. Hiroshima's there to clean things up. Dugan, she really has brought a lot of energy to this game. The Auckland United throw-in. .42 minutes on the clock here at Keith Hay Park as we enter the dying stages of this match. Brill will have a go. That one blocked by Porteous, who I think has been a real standout for West Coast Rangers this evening. Good tackle. United not happy with the call, but from this angle, it looked fair to me. That's a goal kick for West Coast Rangers. And Pritchett will press. United have really managed their high press well this evening. Philpott earning a foul, much to the delight of this home crowd here at Auckland United. I have to say, referee Beth Rattray has also had a very strong performance in the centre of the field. No complaints whatsoever. United goes short. Hiroshima now to deliver, finds Vosper. Vosper, top of the box. That must be a foul on Pritchett. Nope. Plays on. And West Coast will look to mount an attack. Minji Yun now, Philpott recovering. United done well to get behind the ball there. And United win that one back. Also a strong performance for Hannah Mitchell in goal. She'll be disappointed not to have earned a clean sheet, but young Ariana Vos has been a ball of energy since she's entered the match. Not typically a left winger, but certainly versatile, the New Zealand under-17 hopeful. Can West Coast Rangers mount one last attack? Philpott flies in and misses the ball. Kat Smith. Brill does well to read that one, just missing out on the ball, and it's a long snapshot there from Kurgenveen, who has also done a really good job since she's entered this match, starting off on the right wing, finishing the match as a centre mid. Definitely putting her hand up for selection in future matches. This one skips through everyone and Pritchett will get on the end of it. Pritchett with runners line. Pritchett disappointed with that one. Auckland United bench very loud on the far side. Long ball from Philpott, cleared only as far as Chloe Knott. United will be in no rush to take this, as we enter the 3rd minute of stoppage time. There won't be long left as McIntosh goes all the way back to Mitchell. Vosper wriggles out of 2 tackles and looks long. Almost skips the back line to Alexis Cook. Philpott working the line in these dying stages. It's been an action-packed game here at Keith Park. Credit to both of these teams, really putting it all on the line. Auckland United just proving a little bit too strong clinical in the final third, and defensively they did a very good job just to nullify those threats from West Coast Rangers. So round one goes the way of West Coast Rangers. Any second now, confirmation that round 2 will go the way of Auckland United, and these two fantastic teams will meet again in round 3 of the Lotto NRFL. There's the full-time whistle from Beth Rattray. 4 goals to 1. Auckland United victors here this evening in this round 11 top of the table clash. Some fantastic football on display. Thank you for joining on this live free stream. Thanks to NRFL. All the best to all the teams competing this weekend in the Kate Shepherd Cup. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me.